Okay, thank you for signing on to Popote. The first thing we do once we receive your sign up is to help you set up your account. And the green tab here will help you set up your users, your fund sources, your chart of account references, and any branches or outlets that you may have in your business. So once all that's done, you're pretty much ready to go. And typically this just takes a couple of hours after you provide us with the information we request. All right. To begin using, you have to fund your account. So Popote works like a wallet, a business wallet, where you move money from your normal business account into your Popote wallet. And it appears to you here as a virtual balance. And we provide the details on how to do that on this link, where you'll find information on exactly how to fund your account. So your funds are actually going to be deposited with Safaricom M-Pesa Holding Company, and we give you further details, and once we receive those funds we apply them as a virtual balance here. Okay, great. So now you're ready to make payments. So creators on the system, which is the users that we were added, come to management and payees, and what you want to do is create the payee that you need to pay. So you can do them under several payee types. So Popote allows you to pay to mobile numbers, to pay bills, to buy goods, and to bank accounts. So simply select the pay type you're trying to create, enter the details requested, and submit it, and that'll create a payee, and your payees will be saved on the lists here on the top left. So if I click on the mobile numbers, then we can see all the payees that have been saved on this account, as this account is very active, and the pay bills likewise, and the same for all the other type of payees. So now you're ready to make a payment. Go to create payment and click on single payment. A single payment is the most commonly used payment. It just means that you're paying one person or one business entity a single payment. So the way you're going to do this is select the payment type, and remember this can be now to a mobile number, pay bill, buy goods. Utilities, these accounts will already be preloaded, such as electricity, water, etc., or a bank account. So if we select mobile to pay to a mobile number, then it will populate the correct payee list here, and you just make the selection of who it is that you'd like to pay. You select the chart of account reference that you want to pay against. Very important. This is mandatory, and we'd have helped you set this up. So let's go in here and assume that this is purchases. And as you select your chart of account, on the right it'll tell you how much you have paid to date. And if you've set a budget, it would also tell you the budget and where you are to date as per budget. So this is really good real-time feedback as you create a payment. Right? You can also select the branch if you're expending this to a particular branch or to a particular job. The creator then adds notes, and in this case we'll just say it's a demonstration to Popote. This is particularly important because these notes explain to the approver exactly what this payment is, and they can make a decision on that. Right? So you add notes, enter the amount, and you can include these notes to the payee if you'd like to, and you can also include the withdrawal fee, which will be calculated automatically, or you may exclude it. Okay, let me just change the pay here a minute. Sorry. Okay, you can then choose a file, and here you're able to attach PDFs or images of supporting documents, invoices, LPOs, etc. Enter the amount. In this case I'll say it's 101 shillings, and you can enter the VAT that if any VAT is in. Popote will help you claim even the smallest amounts of VAT as long as they were put in here, because you can simply print it out at the end of the month before doing your VAT claim. And then you can set your tracking reminders. So if you're making this payment and you believe change should be brought back on it, then just select bring back change. If you think a receipt should be brought back, select bring back receipt. If it's to be repaid because it's a loan, select loan to be repaid. And if once paid the goods should be checked on arrival, then select that. And Popote will cleverly communicate and remind everyone that these things have to be done. And lastly, the creator selects the urgency of the payment and then just creates it. The create and approve button will appear on directors' accounts because they are allowed to both create and approve a payment. Okay, so that payment is created. So at this point, the approvers on the account have received an SMS telling them that a payment requires approval, and they can go into their mobile app or on the web, as we are here, and approve those payments in real time. So that's great because they could be anywhere in the world, and all they need, as long as they have access to a smart device, then they're able to go in and do their job. So we come here and we can see there are 10 payments awaiting approval. Click on single payment, and that payment that we just created is here. So created by the payee name is here. In this case it's the same as it's a demo, and the amount and the attachment. So generally the approver will be very interested to view the details, and they can just check that everything is correct, that they understand the notes, and that the chart of account reference is right. And if there are attachments, then they'd be interested just to quickly view the attachments that have been added. So that is plenty enough to make a decision as to whether this payment should be approved or not. Now before approving, they can also do other things. If one felt that this payment required more information, you don't need to call the creator. Simply click on the creator's name and enter a message here just asking for more information to be added. If you'd like to communicate directly to the supplier or the payee, just click on them here and pass them a note, tell them thank you very much for the service, or sorry that your payment is delayed, and the payment and that message will go out to them, but it will go out without your personal phone number. So it's not a two-way communication, but it's really good for supplier relations. Alright, so at this point you can reject the payment, you can pay it. The freeze button is here such that if there are two approvers on the system and one is querying, then they should freeze so that the other approver doesn't go ahead and approve this payment. Alright, so we can just go in and pay. You'll each have your own 4-digit PIN. Simply pay, enter it, and voila, that payment is made. So at this point, an SMS goes out to the payee telling them that the company has made a payment of this much to them and informing them how it will arrive. If you had selected mobile number, it'll tell them it'll arrive via M-Pesa in 15 minutes time. If you had selected via bank account, it'll tell them it'll arrive into their bank account at such and such time or date. All right, the same for all the other payment types. Okay, so that's one of the most powerful things on Popote, just creating and having approvers approve payments remotely. So your business moves really fast, there are no delays, and you're absolutely sure that every payment is correct because of the stringent approval process. You can have up to 3 approvers and the payment will only be triggered off once a 3rd approver approves, or you may choose to just have 1 approver if you're a small business. It's totally up to you. So there are several other types of payment types which I'll just touch on briefly. The first one is the split payment, and the second one is the split payment. We just looked at the single payment. So a split payment is great where, for instance, you've agreed with a plumber that you're paying 100,000 for a job, but you're going to pay it in 3 installments, a deposit and then 2 other payments on progress. So again, you just simply select the payee, who I presume has been added somewhere. Always select the chart of account reference. For instance here, okay, we said the plumber, so that would probably be something like repairs and maintenance. And the rest is all the same, you explain on the notes, but instead of entering a single amount, you can now split the amounts. So one would be 50,000, let's say, and maybe there's 30,000, and maybe there's 20,000 after. Right? So that total is 100,000 shillings. Again, you can add the attachment, that would be the contract you've probably signed with them really quickly. If there's VAT, you can enter it in there. And here, the only reminder you get is to bring back a receipt. Submit that, and the same action happens. The approvers get an SMS telling them that a split payment requires approval. They come in to approve. They go to the split payments, and in this case, there are actually a few split payments on the account which you can look at. So you can see that a payment has been created by this person paying this person, and the total is this amount, but it's been broken into this 2 splits. This one has been broken into 3 splits, and each split requires approval as and when it becomes due. So the great thing is they're all scheduled. There's no mistake as to the value of these small contracts or these small agreements, but they can all be approved as and when they become due. Okay, and actually the system won't allow you to approve a later split. For instance, if you try to approve this split being the second, it would tell you that you cannot because prior splits haven't been approved yet. Right. The other clever type of payment is bulk payroll. So Popote allows you to pay as many employees as you have, and you can choose to either pay them to their mobile numbers or to their bank accounts. So it works by simply selecting the list you'd like to pay, select people from, give it a title, and fill in the other information, very much the same as a single payment. Everything has to be referenced, so very important to select the reference, and then simply select the people that you're actually paying. I'll select 2 as an example here. Enter their salaries. Let's assume that was 50,000 and this was 30,000. Assume this person had a 5,000 advance, and you can lump up any benefits and contributions in here. So you can see what the net is, and simply by selecting pay as you earn, you notice that that has actually changed. Yeah, NHIF and SSF. So remove the deductions that you do. The calculations are correct, you don't have to check them, and simply submit that. And what will happen there is it will create SMS again to the approver, who would then again come in here and go to the bulk payroll, and they would find a payment requiring their approval. They'll be able to view all the details, any attachments that were added, etc., and approve the whole batch in just one single approval. Okay. Bulk payments is very much like bulk payroll, only that it doesn't have statutory deductions, but it's very much the same. And then you have airtime, and you have single airtime and bulk airtime. So single airtime allows you to send airtime directly to one person's mobile phone. It doesn't matter what network they're on. The amount, you can explain what the phone credit is about, etc. And that goes as a direct top-up to their line. And in much the same way, bulk airtime allows you to do the same thing, but to many phones. So again, you might select your employees list, and it would simply allow you to select names, enter the amount of the top-up, and once you submit that, it then goes for approval in the same way, and actually tops up phones directly. So all bulk payments also have a CSV upload option that allows you to just upload many at a time rather than selecting, which may be a little bit tedious if you have very many payees.